Hello and welcome to Talks, and you're watching the golden era of the history of India. In this last season, we are going to talk about the Marathas. In this video, we are going to talk about some of the battles fought by Sambhaji Raje and the Portuguese. So let's see the battles. Number 1. The Battle of Chaul. Sambhaji Raje had built an ammunition factory at Dicholi. The Portuguese of Goa felt threatened by this and attacked the regions controlled by the Marathas in the Konkan areas. At this time, a Maratha troop was fighting against the Siddhis of Janjira. The Portuguese very cunningly assisted the Siddhis. Seeing this, Sambhaji Maharaj himself stepped inside the Konkan area and attacked the factory at Chaul. Sambhaji Maharaj planned to make a fortification in the outer areas of Chaul, which could be used to fight both the Siddhis and the Portuguese. The Portuguese fought against Sambhaji Raje, but Sambhaji Raje captured Chaul. The fortification was also completed within the next few days. Number 2. The Battle of Tarapur. In 1683, Aurangzeb ordered the British, Dutch and the Portuguese to oppose the Marathas. Hearing this, the Portuguese allowed the movement of the Mughal army in their territory. This annoyed Sambhaji Raje, and he himself on 15th April 1683 attacked the fort at Tarapur and burnt its surrounding outposts. He also caught two padres from the church. The local Portuguese officer Manuel Alvarez resisted the attack and told Portuguese Goa about it. The Maratha diplomat was caught in return. So Sambhu Raje cut the supply lines to the fort. This led to the surrender of the fort and the return of the Maratha diplomat. Number 3. Khirna and Shirkan. Ever since Kavi Kalash became friends with Shambhu Raje, the Shirkes and Kavi Kalash always had their differences. The Shirkes wanted control over Shringarpur and the areas near it, which belonged to Shirkes' ancestors. But Kavi Kalash denied it. This led to a cold war between Kalash and the Shirkes. In 1688, Ganoji Shirke, brother of Shambhu Raje's wife Yesubai, attacked Kavi Kalash, who was stationed at Panhala. Kalash soon fled to the Vishalgarh area, also known as Khirna. The Shirke troops followed Kalash to Vishalgarh and laid siege to the fort. When Shambhu Raje heard that his friend was in trouble, he rushed south towards Vishalgarh, and the Shirkes fled to their area known as Shirkan. The Marathas followed them towards Shirkan and fought them there and were victorious. Number 4. The Battle of Funda. The Battle of Funda was the battle that started out to be the Great Expedition of Goa. In 1683, the Portuguese had lost Tarapur and Chaul to the Marathas. To avenge this, the Portuguese laid siege to the fort of Funda. The Portuguese began bombarding the fort, yet the fort was still standing. Yesaji Kankar, a senior statesman, was in that fort and was fighting. One day, a wall of the fort collapsed. The Portuguese were trying to get in the fort. The Marathas had built a temporary wall and were fighting by hiding behind it. The next day, the Portuguese were trying very hard to get an entry in the fort. Then, when suddenly Sambhaji Maharaj arrived leading a force of 850 cavalry and 1,500 infantry. The Portuguese had no answer and they ran for their lives. Number 5. The Battle of Goa. After defeating the Portuguese at Fonda and Zoué, he made plans to conquer the then Goa. With a massive force of approximately 3,000 cavalry and 5,000 infantry, he entered Penne and then Bardez. And then they went into Madgaon and South Goa. Shambhuraje also led surprise attacks on the fort of Chapora. The Marathas plundered Penne, Bardez, and Madgaon. There was no hope left for the Portuguese. The Portuguese viceroy one day stepped out of his house and went to the Basilica Church in Old Goa and prayed to Saint Francis Xavier to stop the Marathas from capturing Goa. At the same time, Prince Muazzam entered the Konkan areas. So Sambhaji Maharaj had to leave quickly to Raigad.